Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More. We're back at the tiny laundromat that doesn't make money and has lots of problems, but I think we're finally getting a plan together. I want to share the progress of that plan. So now, some of this footage is old, but we do have some new footage as well. I didn't quite have enough footage to do a full video on this, but this laundromat was a very small, kind of dilapidated building I bought in June of 2023, and we fixed it up, painted, put in flooring. We added new machines, fixed machines, made it way better. And sales improved, got much better. It also has a car wash in back. Then the car wash broke, then more machines broke, and it's just had problems. And one of the biggest problems we've had here is the change machine, at least recently. And I think that's really hurt our sales. So this was me last week checking the change machines, making sure they work on a Friday, because I'd been there on a Monday, or maybe it's even a Tuesday. I went there, the change machines didn't work at all. They weren't accepting anything, and there was literally no money in them. So people weren't able to get change from the machines. They couldn't get anything. They're working now, so that's a good sign. Now, people still use the laundromat even when that happens. They go to gas stations, they get quarters, but it definitely discourages use and lowers our sales when that happens. So we'd installed this second change machine as a backup, and I think when it was installed, it got bumped, messed up. So they're both working now. And then when I went there this week to talk to our contractor and throw some ideas around about how to fix this place, they were both working again, which is fantastic. So that was really good to see. They're working again. And of course, the big question is there any money in them? Are people spending money on laundry? So switching back, to this week and yesterday, this is me checking to see if we had any money in here, if people were using quarters. It is a good feeling having to fill it up with quarters, and that was a good sign. Yes, people were using quarters, and in here there was money. So that was a good sign. I think there was $130 some in there, which is not record breaking. It's not gonna, save this laundromat, but it's better than having nothing in there. Now, something we're doing to fix this and make it better is we bought these strips to help clean it. So we did a couple of things. Bought these strips that are supposed to help clean it, and it was pretty dirty, but not super dirty. I was surprised because I never cleaned it. I'm guessing the people who had it before me didn't clean it very often. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But what I did is I got this alcohol wipe thing. I think that's what it is. A little bit wetter, ran it under the faucet, and then it got way, way dirtier. So hopefully that helps. The second thing we did, which I think will really help, is we wired both of these machines into a timer. So they'll automatically turn off and turn back on again every night, which hopefully will help the issue of this machine just stopping working. Then we have to turn it on, turn it off, it works again fine. So if it does stop working, at least hopefully in the morning or in the middle of the night, it will turn off, turn on again, and it'll start working again, at least hopefully, that's the theory. So you can see it was dirty, not like crazy dirty, but pretty dirty, and hopefully that should help it too. So what else did we do? Well, you can see we still have 5 top loaders here, 3 front loaders over there, and a couple of front loaders on the right side. These we brought in, they weren't here before, and they have helped sales some, but they haven't blown anything out of the water. So our new idea, and which has been helped from people who commented and different things, is to possibly lay a concrete base underneath where those 3 front loaders are there on the left, because this isn't a crawl space. And so I have some bigger machines, which I will show you, which are sitting in my storage, which flooded, and we'll show you that too. Of course, this laundromat flooded as well after our cold freeze. But if we can lay a concrete base anchored into the ground, then we can put some bigger machines in here, which will draw more people here. So a lot of people say, what's the point of big machines? You need to make sure people are coming here, otherwise. Well, if you have these smaller machines, normal machines, the front loaders are nice, but they're not super big. You're basically catering to people who don't have laundry, right? You're catering to people who have no washer, no dryer, or their washer and dryer breaks, and they want to go to the laundromat to do 1 load of laundry at a time. If you've got big machines that can handle 3 or 4 loads at a time, then you might cater to more people. They might have their own laundry, but they're backed up. They want to do it faster. They want to be able to put all their laundry in at once, or maybe they've got blankets, comforters, something big they want to wash. Then you can bring in more people who might not necessarily need to wash all their clothes here, but just once in a while, and that can bring in more sales too. So we're really trying to figure that out. So not only were we looking at the floor and seeing, hey, can we put concrete down? How will that work? But I was talking to my electrician because we don't have quite enough power here. So we had our electrician go out there, look at it. I sent him the specs on the machines we want to put in so we can see how much power they will take. And we're also asking him, hey, can we run power out to the shop and back so we could possibly rent that because it has no power either. So he's looking at that, and we think, we've got our fingers crossed, we might just need a new panel if we do that and not like whole new service and a bunch of other stuff redone. If that is the case, theoretically, this should be a possibility to do fairly soon. I said, I also have some stackable dryers I'll show you here too that I can put in where those real big dryers were I was showing you before, that are newer, more modern, will work better, more efficient. I've got a bid to put those in from our laundromat repair guy, but I kind of want to do this concrete thing first, get that done, and bring him in to do all of it at once because he's coming from kind of far away. He's pretty expensive. If I can limit his trips down here, that will save us a bunch of money. So that's the plan for right now. Here's my shop, and you might remember this from last week, or was it a week and a half ago, when it was full of water because one of the pipes in the bathroom broke. We got it all dried out. All the water's gone. Don't think there was too much damage. We did have some sheetrock that got wet, some boxes that got wet. There's a random dishwasher here. I wasn't sure where it came from that we have. I'm like, man, we should be putting this in a house. But we didn't have too much damage from that, I don't think. And over here, you can kind of see my stackable dryers. Lots of supplies that we need to really organize better. But anyway, we've got stackable dryers that we can put in. And then we've got some big machines that I've got too. So if you haven't heard the story, I bought the tiny laundromat. Then I bought another larger laundromat. The larger one does much better. And along the way, I heard about a dilapidated laundromat about an hour away from me. And I bought all the machines for $20,000. So I got 8 of those stackable dryers. And then I got 3 big machines, 12 Horizons, a bunch of small machines, and like all of them had money in them. So it was kind of crazy. So this is one of the machines I can put in the Kersey laundromat that's bigger. We have bases, so that's good. We could put stuff on bases, which will help. And some of those Horizons, I think, are moving around a bunch and going crazy. So we might even put bases on them too. And this is the back of the other washer I have. So, and then we've got extra motherboard parts and stuff. And I've been trying to find people who can rebuild those too, without much luck either. So that's been tricky. But you can see this one looks way nicer. It's a newer one. It's more modern, digital. I think that's a 30-pound washer. Those are all of our old top loaders. And then we got this one here. It's a 35-pounder. I can't remember if it was 35 or 40. I think we put the 40 in my Greeley laundromat, the nicer one, and we kind of kept this 35-pounder. But this is an older one, kind of analog one. But I think it should still work, should still be okay. And we have the front and the pretty pieces to it as well. So I know it looks kind of ugly on the front, but we've got all those parts. So as long as the electrician gives us the go-ahead that he can get enough power for these machines, our contractor thinks we can put the concrete down, then we'd have to, install the bases in these machines. We might be able to have these in that laundromat, which could, in theory, bring enough people in so that it actually makes money and it's a viable solution. And then eventually we'll start working on that car wash, hopefully get it up and running again, and we can go from there. So that is the plan at the laundromat, and hopefully we'll be making progress. But there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and this stuff does not happen instantly. And this is the bathroom that flooded. That pipe popped off, and I was checking to see if the heat was working in here. It is not. So I don't know if the heat just stopped working and that's what happened, or if when there was water in here that burned out the heaters. But that is definitely an issue, and for right now this bathroom is just not in use, and it probably will stay that way for a while. All right, there's the update. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we have progress soon. Stuff is getting done, but it will take a little while. And then we'll keep tracking the expenses, the revenue, and see if this place makes sense. I think I still have faith in it. And it was surprising, too, how many people like this little laundromat when I asked which one they like better. That was encouraging to see. So that's the update. We'll be back with more here this week. And, of course, hopefully there's more money in the machines this week than last week because last week was horrible. And, of course, we love to hear what you think as well. Take care. Be back soon.